The 2025 Streetfighter V4S is about $35,000 out the door. Think about that. You could get a quality pre-owned BMW car for the same price. Would it be as fun? No, but you get my point. Here's one of the countless examples of a pre-owned 2022 V4S with a Terminioni exhaust even, and only 3,000 miles for only $17,990 with no dealer fees and less taxes. But the 2025 is upgraded to more capable bike, you say? I don't think so. Let's discuss. This is my 2022 Streetfighter V4S, and to say that owning it has been a wild ride is an understatement. But what is a Streetfighter? A quick recap for the uninitiated. The Streetfighter V4S has Ducati's legendary MotoGP-derived 1103cc Desmo Sedici Stradale 90-degree V4 engine, cranking out a teeth-shattering 208 horsepower and 90 pound-feet of torque stock, and somewhere north of 230 horsepower and 97 pound-feet of torque as seen here. More on that later, but suffice it to say that this is as close as you're going to get to Halloween on two wheels. This bike has wickedness in its veins. At 440 pounds wet and all that power, you may think it's a struggle to keep that front wheel down, but Ducati's not going to do you like that. If you need help, Bosch's 6-axis IMU is standard. In layman's terms, and I am a layman, the IMU is a powerful brain designed to bring all the bike systems together to keep you upright and safe when other bikes may just let you fall. Or you could turn off all the nannies and fly this low altitude dark star like the hoonigan you know you are, and this bike will do wheelies in triple digits. That's the Streetfighter V4. Biplane wings, add downforce, and look hot as hell doing it, and fittingly, the face of the bike was designed using the Joker from Batman as inspiration. That's no joke, that's actually true. This is one of the coolest, most menacing looking motorcycles money can buy. And speaking of buying, as I said, it will cost you around $30,000 before taxes and fees for the S version, which comes with event-based electronic Olin suspension, lightweight Marcazzini forged rims, and some other lighter components compared to the standard model, and I do recommend the S version if you can get it. We fly 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.97 seconds on this bike stock, and even faster as seen here on mine. My bike has custom painted full Akrapovic race exhaust, Pro Tune, and other mods as you can see. And bringing us to a non-screeching halt are radially mounted Brembo monoblock Stylema 4-piston calipers with Evo Bosch cornering ABS. And yes, you can get all this and more on the 2020 to 2024 model. Seat height is 33.3 inches at its lowest point, and at 6'1", 215 pounds, it's easy to swing my leg over this bike and comfortable to ride. So why did I buy this bike? At the time, I had a 2022 Multistrada V4S, a great bike, a 2021 Monster 950, a great bike, and a 2020 Ducati Diavel 1260S, a great bike. Are you seeing a pattern here? Now I have a Ducati Diavel V4, and you guessed it, a great bike, especially since I recently BT Moto tuned it, really bringing the bike to life. And speaking of that, I do have a discount code for any BT Moto tune in the description below. You're welcome. I think we're supposed to say that if you do use that code to buy a BT Moto tune, you're gonna buy me like, I don't know, a McDonald's lunch. So I'm welcome. One thing I love in a bike is the ability to move hard on the highway when I'm already moving hard. If I'm already going 75 miles per hour, I want a bike to pull hard until 190 miles per hour, at least theoretically, I mean. Anyway, the Streetfighter V4 keeps pulling into light speed and can pass anything, throwing you back in your seat, even in triple digits. The Monster was great in corners, but the guys I ride with used to call us monster riders little monsters, and I wanted a big monster that could shred twisties even better. Well, I can tell you the Streetfighter scratches both of those itches and then some. Getting on it, you immediately see and feel its muscular build underneath you. It is substantial with its massive 1103cc engine, yet the bike is lightweight and comfortable. Yes, it's not as comfortable as a Diavel, but it's much more comfortable than its twin in different clothing, the Panigale, and much more boisterous for the street. It doesn't haul asphalt from 0 to 60 like the Diavel V4 does, especially now that it's BT Moto tuned. Although it does haul asphalt, just more smoothly to get there. And then in the upper power band at highway speed, this bike is literally a Millennial Falcon on two wheels. So get this bike if you want a race bike that has more comfortable ergonomics than a Panigale and performs almost as well in the twisties. The Streetfighter is a more upright and comfortable Panigale for the street. Get this if you are a monster older owner and you want something more powerful and bigger. And get the S model if you want that semi-active suspension, which I highly recommend. It's great to have the confidence if you suddenly hit some bumps in the corner, as the suspension will automatically optimize for the conditions. The Streetfighter V4 is great for someone who wants to ride to work in style and go to an occasional track day and be comfortable doing either. So my question is, do you want to spend $24,000 on a 2025 Streetfighter V4 or $30,000 before taxes and fees on a V4S when you can get a just as capable 2020 to 2024 and save thousands of dollars? I mean, you can get a number of S models for under $20,000 with low miles right now. But what about the 2025's enhancements, you ask? Look, the changes to the 2025 model may shave a tenth of a second off your track times, but let's be candid here. 99% of the people don't have the skills to match the capabilities of this bike. The 2022 model is already near the pinnacle of performance. It's at the edge of physics. Are you going to notice the difference? Actually, peak power was slightly reduced for the 2025. Yeah, there are some ergonomics enhancements and other upgrades, but the fact is the bike is already so good, the differences are negligible for everyday rider and even for most people who track their bikes. Will a Valentino Rossi notice the difference? Yes. But are you Valentino Rossi? No. The only recommendation I'd have is to get at least a 2023 model year if you find a reasonable one, because they did tweak it that year to include a bigger gas tank. My V4S gets about 120 miles per fill, but mine is modified and pro-tuned for a lot more power, and she's thirsty. And that's another point. If you pick up a nice low-mile 2023, or if you don't mind getting gas more frequently, even a 2020 model, you can save over $15,000 to get mods and still have money to put in savings. So my recommendation is, since this bike is already near perfect, save yourself some money and get the prior model. You won't regret it. Alright guys, stay tuned for my review of the 2025 Yamaha MT-10 SP I'm working on right now, coming soon. Until then, feel free to ask anything about the bike below in the comments before you go out and make your decision. And always remember the motto, bark less, wag more, and always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.